Hello, I thought I would make a video to demonstrate how I pre-wax my foundations. You can order the foundations pre-waxed, and this is what they come like. There's 100 foundations in here, and this is what they say is pre-waxed. The bees, it's not enough for the bees. They don't like it. They'll build wonky comb out on it. So they do recommend that you wax, add additional wax to the foundations. Now I've had people comment that, using a paintbrush or other techniques to apply it. I've not had good luck using a paintbrush, but I've had very good luck using a paint roller, a 4-inch foam roller. Now, as you see, I got my wax melter on. It's all hot. The key is to keep this roller inside the wax melter to keep it hot. If you don't, the roller will be cold when you dip it into the hot wax. When you pull it out, it'll immediately start flaking. And when you roll it on, it'll just kind of flake off all over the foundation. Oh, I got a neighbor going by. But it's very simple, it's very quick, and it's very easy. You can order double wax foundations for 13 cents extra per sheet, 13 cents. So you do the math on that. I've got another 100 foundations coming. I'm not paying extra. This is very easy to do. So you just leave her in here, get her nice and hot and ready to roll. Dip off any extra. And don't push hard, just lightly pass up one side, lightly pass down another. And you can do probably 5 frames before you have to change it out. And you see the difference, or 5 foundations before you have to redip it again. Easily 4 to 5 foundations. You can see the little bit extra. And in the beginning, yes, you'll get some that'll fill the cells. That does not bother the bees. You can see there's just a slight difference in them, but it's enough for them to help them out. Now, if you're buying these new foundations, make sure that you get the ones that have these edges on them, that you can just break the corners off when you put them in the frames, because that helps the bees travel, like in this one, it'll help them travel through to the other side. They do prefer and they do like that a lot. This foundation I got here, because I'm going to recoat it, I did not coat this. They built this out decently, but I can see wax in lines here where it looks like they were going to go wonky afterwards. This side is not pre-waxed, and you can see the difference. I can tell anyone that I've pre-waxed. They have just this little line from where the roller crosses over each other. And you can go heavier if you want. Like I said, I would not. They recommend that you don't fill the cells. This doesn't bother the bees. They'll pull that out if they have to relocate it, but they'll just build the comb out here faster. But this is enough on there for them to get rolling. Let me see. I don't think I did this one. Let me dip this in. I'll do it again, and I'll just give you a quick... actually, looks like I got some on there. It's not going to hurt it to give you just a slight bit extra. You don't have to push hard. Just gently roll it over. I would recommend putting down some foil. And that's all you really have to do. Now, I can tell you this. I did an experiment. That's good enough for them. I did an experiment. Let me set these aside. That will help your bees if you don't have combed out foundation. That'll help them build it out faster so your queens can start laying eggs a lot faster. Now, I did an experiment with one of my hives. I got to do all these, so I'm going to set these down. Actually, I did an experiment with 4 of my hives. This is a super. I scraped all the frames off. I want to put new wax on each one of them. Now, the hardest part about getting your bees to produce brood or to produce your honey is waiting for them to build out the comb. The queen, I've had colonies where queens have been overzealous and they'll lay eggs in these cells before they're even combed out. She's looking for any empty space to do it in. And that's what holds you back from building up a large colony, is their wax production. So I took 4 of my strongest colonies and I did an experiment with them. I put blank frames on the outside edges, all of the supers. I did this on supers on all 4 equal sized producing colonies. All these were combed out, and these outside ones were just blank foundations. On 2 of them, I just put that in there and let it go. I did do the pre-wax like I just demonstrated. And on the other 2, what I did was I took what's called edible foundation sheets. You can get these if you want to do honeycomb. These are edible foundation sheets. I took and I placed them along the top like this, just for the heck of it, to see what they would do with the wax. I put three sheets like that on two of them, and on the other ones I did not do anything to. I waited 2 weeks, and I went up and I checked them. On the ones that I put the foundations on, the bees removed all the wax from the tops of the frames right here. They removed all of this edible foundation from the tops of every single one of these. In between the frames here, they left it, which I thought was kind of odd. So I was curious on what they did with all the wax. They took all that wax, and not only did they build out comb, they used it to cap brood. They took it down below, cap brood. They also capped some of the honey stores in there. And I did put these on brood frames also. So you can use this anywhere. So my thought, my theory is that instead of feeding them sugar water, that's more taxing on the honeybees. My thought is it's going to hurt their systems and probably speed them up as far as, like, you know, shorten their lives. It'll shorten their life expectancy. That's just my opinion. I would prefer to have them relocate this wax. It's a lot faster. It's already there. And out of the 4 colonies, the 2 that I put these on, they built out comb and they capped that. I'd say I should do an experiment and do it like a month and see what the difference is in a month. But in those 2 weeks, the ones that had this on it were twice as far ahead as those other 2s, and they were the other 2, and they were equal size colonies. So if you need to build out comb, if you just have plain foundation, I would not only pre-wax it, dip it, roll it lightly, but if you want to double it up and you want to add edible foundation on top of your frames, it doesn't matter if it's brood or supers, especially if you're making splits, they will relocate that wax and they'll use it to build out cells or to cap brood or to cap honey stores. So there's a tip for you if you need to build out foundation or build out comb. If you have any questions, please comment and I'll try to respond to them. Thanks for watching.